No football game, no problem. It doesn't mean we can't talk a little South Dakota Coyote football this week, even on the bye week. And for that, no better guy to bring in than our good buddy Chris Streveler, former USD quarterback. See it like Strev, round two. People want it, Chris. We're going to keep on giving it to them, aren't we?
Hey, if they want it, we'll give it to them. We'll keep breaking it down. So let's get it.
All right. Well, hey, let's take a little bit of a more broad approach to this week. Since there was no game to break down, how about we take a look at three things or three people, some combination of that, on why USD has been successful over the last couple of weeks against FCS competition, wins over St. Thomas and Lamar. And obviously, a lot of that has had to do with the play of that Coyote defense. No touchdowns allowed against FCS competition to this point. Now, that's going to be a tough thing to continue as they get into the Valley this week against North Dakota State, but it is what it is for now. And one of the biggest reasons that they've kept that donut or that touchdown streak alive is the play of that defensive line.
Yeah, the defense has been doing a tremendous job. And we all know I'm an offensive guy, but it's really important I show some love to the defense here. So talking specifically about that front four, that defensive line, they're playing with such great effort and pursuing to the ball right now. I love to see that. Guys hustling, guys getting a lot of hats to the football. And from a defensive line perspective, a lot of times they're rotating guys in and out. So you're in for a couple plays, you get a quick blow. You're in for a couple plays, get a quick blow. So you can really empty that gas tank and let it all out there. So when they continue to do that, it puts a lot of pressure on an offense. Also, they've been really good against the run in these last couple games. So being stout against the run, being able to take on double team blocks will free up the linebackers in the back end. We know they've got some talent there. So when the defensive line can take on double teams, it frees up linebackers to then be able to step up into those running holes and fill them properly. And then finally, from a defensive perspective, they don't blitz a ton. So when you're able to get pressure with just your front four guys, it puts, again, a lot of pressure on an offense and allows those back seven guys to play in coverage and really glove things up the way that they need to be. So I think the best example of all three of these things that we're talking about is that the series in the second quarter versus St. Thomas, where first play on first down, Webb gets off a block, the quarterback rolls out to the right, and he gets a hit on him. Quarterback throws the ball away, incomplete. So now the offense is sitting at 2nd and 10. Now they hand the ball off. Gase avoids the cut block and is able to make a tackle for loss in the backfield. Now the offense is sitting behind the sticks at a 3rd and 11, 3rd and 12 situation. No, it's a pass situation. So as a defensive line, you can kind of pin your ears back here. So on this 3rd down, Webb gets off a block again, forces the quarterback to step up, where then Gase is retracing, and Hillis, as we talk about, freeing up those linebackers, is able to step up and get in on the tackle. So I just thought that those three plays really illustrated those 3 points of guys playing hard, hustling to the ball, stopping the run, and also getting pressure with their front four guys in the pass game.
A little love for that defense, and that touchdown streak stands at 8 quarters without a touchdown allowed to this point. But again, a whole new challenge this Saturday against North Dakota State. All right, let's get to where you're a little bit more comfortable, right? Let's talk some quarterback. Aidan Bouman's development is something that everybody's paying attention to as he moves forward as the starter in this offense. And the offense's progression as a whole under first-year offensive coordinator Josh Davis, another thing people are paying attention, and Aidan has a huge part in both of those things, certainly. So what have you seen out of the Coyote signal caller to this point that you want to continue seeing going forward?
Yeah, I've loved the way the offense has progressed. And in terms of Aidan, he's done a really, really good job taking care of the football to this point. He obviously had the 1 pick against Lamar, but other than that, has not put the ball in harm's way. And that's going to continue to be more and more important as they get into the conference schedule, get against some tougher opponents and some tighter games. Those turnovers are really what win and lose you games. So him continuing to take care of the football is going to be very important. And then in these first couple games, we've seen the run game is going to be a huge identity point for this offense. So for Aidan, he's got to make great decisions in the RPO game and the play action game. You know, if you're able to get a good play action fake, you get the linebackers and defensive backs to step up and there's a shot to take in the back end, by all means, put that ball up and take a shot. But if it's not there, knowing when to come down to your check down and live to fight another play. Or, leading me to my next point, knowing when to extend a play with your legs. As a quarterback, if you can move the chains once or twice a game with your legs, puts a lot of extra pressure on a defense, and it's just better for scramble drills when things break down. If you're not going to run, just staying behind the line of scrimmage, extending plays, and letting your receivers work in the back end. And we've seen this from him already this season. The first drive against Lamar, he's dropping back, goes to the front side, it's not there, looks at his backside, not there. At that point, he steps up, rolls out of the pocket, and is able to pick up a 12-yard gain for a first down. Not a huge play to the average person watching, but from a defensive standpoint, that puts a lot of extra pressure on them. And it's frustrating, right? You cover all the routes, and you feel like you did a great job, and the quarterback still runs for 12. That's very demoralizing. And then in terms of just him extending plays from a scramble drill perspective, the third quarter touchdown to Galbraith against St. Thomas was picture perfect. He comes off the play fake. They're in man coverage, but they drop somebody off the backside of the line of scrimmage. So he's waiting for his crosser to show up. It's not there, not there. He slides a little bit away from pressure, extends the play enough where Galbraith's able to kind of pass that defender into the corner of the end zone and throw a wide open touchdown. So just a couple examples of how using your legs is going to open up things in the pass game and just put a lot of added pressure on the defense.
Yeah, his legs certainly will help, but let's be honest, that Yoda offense riding the legs of guys like Travis Theis, like Nate Thomas, and that's kind of a 1A, 1B situation. It's a great spot to be in if you're Josh Davis, Bob Nielsen, and that Coyote offense. But you want to focus on Travis Theis right now, and just with the way specifically he runs the ball and the intelligence with which he does it.
Yeah, he does a really good job when he gets the ball in his hands being patient as a running back. Sometimes you'll see guys where they have a puller, the running back kind of gets in front of the puller, and it's a 1-yard gain and it's messy. When he gets the ball, you can see him letting the pullers get out in front, make their blocks, and then from that point, he's very decisive. He'll make one cut and he'll get downhill. And that's important because he's not the fastest guy in the world. He's not going to run a 4.3. But when you're decisive, you let your block set up and you get downhill, that's going to be very beneficial for this Yoda offense, keeping them out in front of the sticks in second and manageable, third and short type situations. And then, against Lamar, we talked about it a lot, that two-back set that they were using offensively where Theis and Thomas are both in the game. So I loved what he did against Lamar, being unselfish in his blocking responsibilities in that package. Of course, running the ball well is important, but when there's two running backs in the backfield, someone's going to have to do the blocking. He did a great job of that, and I would love to continue to see more of that because I think they're going to use that formation quite a bit more moving forward. And, you talk about his decisiveness, willing to get downhill. We saw that against St. Thomas. He had a big run, about a 10-yard run, where he got contacted about the 15-yard line, let his blockers set up. They had two pullers, and he kind of just dragged a defender down to the 5-yard line. Not a touchdown, but just a perfect illustration of his decisiveness, willing to get downhill and carry guys.
All right, USD 2-1 as they get ready to embark on the always intense and difficult journey through the Missouri Valley Football Conference that starts against North Dakota State. But the defensive line, the play of them, the play of Aidan Bouman, the play of Travis Theis, 3 reasons that USD is 2-1 to this point, and three people or groups that are going to have a huge hand in that team being successful from this point forward. But Chris, great stuff as always. Thanks so much for taking some time with us again this week. See it like Streveler. Again, hoping to do this like the entire rest of the season as long as Chris's schedule will allow. But hoping everybody out there is enjoying. I know Chris is having a lot of fun breaking down some Yo tape each and every week.
I'm having a great time, man. I appreciate the opportunity. Looking forward to the next one.